Sometimes you have to learn what is not value to learn what is value, right? At least that's what I told myself when I probably made my worst financial decision of my life, buying the Apple Vision Pro. And here we go, the Apple Vision Pro. Yo. I want to clarify something people might not know. The Apple Vision Pro has two massive screens in front of each of your eyes. It ain't see-through. I did see that LG is now developing like transparent display technology, but unfortunately that tech is just not used here. We aren't there yet. So just be aware when you put these on, you aren't actually literally seeing what's around you, but you're seeing a screen of a camera of what's around you. So you know how like your parents always made you sit at least 10 feet away from the TV? Well, you are basically now sitting like 2 inches in front of the TV. Yikes. All right, now to finally put it on. I'm not gonna lie, I almost dropped it because you actually can't hold it by this middle piece because the middle piece is detachable. You're supposed to hold it this certain way, which I low-key forgot. Unfortunately, your boy has sweaty hands and my hands were so sweaty because I was so scared of dropping it that I made the executive decision to relocate to the ground. I cannot afford to break this thing. Oh my gosh. I was actually going to use it with the cover on so that the outside doesn't get scratched, but I'm so stupid. Like literally all the cameras are there so they would be covered up. Shma. But anyways, now it is time to put it on and holy cow, this is actually insane. Oh my gosh, like that's crazy. Like that's crazy. I'm not even gonna lie. That's out of this world type. Like, oh my gosh. So when I first put it on, the field of vision is actually more like this. Like, you know, when you're using binoculars, like you're a bit cross-eyed, like, I don't know. There's a bit of that effect. It's not perfect for sure. You can actually immediately feel how heavy the device is. It's pretty heavy. But my goodness, the fact that there are floating virtual windows in my real house, incredible, immaculate. Like, this is wild. And you can control everything with your eyes and hands. Like, that's crazy. Like, you know how insane that is? If you move your eyes from left to right, it allows you to cover a massive amount of distance, right? You can see a bunch of stuff, but your eyes are only moving a few millimeters. So the fact that these cameras can know pretty accurately where you are looking is insane. And it's incredibly easy to use and super intuitive. Basically, to navigate, you have to directly look at something to select it, and then you just pinch your fingers. And as I got used to it, it just begins to feel natural. You can pinch the corners to zoom in or out of the app, and then hold the bottom to place the app somewhere else, and you can move it forward or backward, and you could just like literally place apps anywhere. I know I'm sounding obnoxious right now, but it's like, I'm not even joking, it's that cool. Like when you zoom out of an app and then make it far and huge, it legit does look like a movie theater. Like, yo, and then if you walk up to it, it feels like a ginormous jumbotron, but you don't see the pixels. Like, yo, like when it's far back and huge, it's a different vibe than when it's like right in front of you and small. Like it's you feel the depth. And even when you just let your app sit and then you have to poop and come back, it's still right there. That is crazy. Like, yo, Siri is 3D. That's crazy. It's like Friday. Like, it's a marble. OMG, okay. I know it might seem like I'm exaggerating. Okay, yeah, you just have to try. I'm legit not joking. And I thought it would be like difficult to interact with the real world, but honestly, like when you're about to touch something and then you touch it, for me, I couldn't notice a delay really. Like I could catch this ball. Yeah, another feature that they have is that you can immerse yourself into completely different surroundings. Yeah, which low-key to me personally is a bit of a gimmick. I mean, you might as well just have VR. Like the cool thing about this is that you're always appear to be in your real surroundings, right? It's still cool when you turn the dial. But then again, most of the time when you go to like the mountains, isn't it to get away from like the digital world? Like you don't go to the mountains to watch a movie. It's still cool and it's crazy because if you start moving towards something, it starts to become transparent so you don't bump into anything. That's intuitive. That's pretty seamless. Lastly, I wanted to talk about personas. If you want to FaceTime someone, it can't have a camera angle directly on you since it's on your face. So basically what you do is you scan your face and it basically creates an avatar. Your facial expressions are a bit stale, but to be honest, it's still massively impressive how it's tracking your eyes, your eyebrows, and your mouth to some accuracy. You can't move your nose, which I mean, your nose, ain't really moving like that anyways, so it ain't really too big of a deal. Story time. So I got the Apple Store at 8 a.m., which was right when it opened, and they brought it out for like breakfast, literally on a plate for me to demo. Then they gave me this ginormous box in which I started to walk out until I suddenly heard a standing ovation. Literally all of the Apple employees started clapping and saying, "Congratulations, woo!" And like, I think I was the first one to walk out, and I'm like, y'all, you should not be applauding me. You should be questioning my financial decision and offering me budgeting advice, because I mean, I am indeed now broke. Now, there are levels to being broke. I want to make this very clear. I still have a roof under my head, people I can rely on, and income to come. But this definitely puts me in a uneasy financial position. I'll just put it at that. There is a risk involved. Like, your boy is all for budgeting. I've been following my budget decently well, except not at the moment I pre-ordered this bad boy, because my budget did not at all say I have room for this, and neither did my credit limit. Anyways, I figured I would take y'all with me on this journey of barely affording and foolishly buying the Apple Vision Pro. It is literally truly unlike any other Apple product. We've never seen any price this big. Well, wait, yeah, we have. But it is truly unlike any product I've seen ever, except not, because Microsoft made their own version back in 2015, and I was literally so freaking excited for it. It was mind-bendingly cool, and it was just ahead of its time. It reminded me of the Delta 6 accelerator with the advanced cybernetics heads-up display. Y'all remember? You think it does it. The HoloLens was literally that cool. The demo in 2015 is still cooler than anything I've seen the Vision Pro can do, but still, for some reason, the HoloLens just died. Well, at least the hype died, because I know they even had like a HoloLens 2, but literally, like, I barely even heard of it. I don't know what happened, but I'm sure it was just too early and the technology wasn't good enough. And it's interesting too, because like, it was also dummy expensive, like $3,000 to $5,000. And I think you could actually see like the actual world, but it just never made it to the mass market or something. I don't know. I guess it just never really broke through. So when Apple decided to make their own version basically 10 years later, now with VR technology getting pretty good, AI allows for a lot of real-time processing. Everyone, at least in America, is familiar with all of Apple's operating systems. So I was like, okay, when this thing comes out, I'm gonna have to cop in the name of just wanting it for so long and saving up money for this. Being a product reviewer, I don't know, and like never being able to buy the first one that never came out. So far, the Apple Vision Pro is super dope. It has its flaws, and I'll get to the insane price eventually, but as of now, and I've only used like it for about 2 hours, and it's consisted mostly of using 2D apps. There wasn't too many 3D apps, which hopefully we'll see in the future, but the potential is crazy. So these are my first thoughts of the Apple Vision Pro. It's really cool, and you kind of forget how heavy it is, but dang, it is quite heavy, and there's a decent amount of pressure on your face. But more to come on the Vision Pro, so stay tuned. Let me know your thoughts and if you have any ideas. Peace.